I think it's fair to say that Max Verstappen is currently one of the best drivers in Formula 1, while simultaneously being also one of its most promising stars. Max, son of former F1 driver Jos Verstappen, made his debut in 2015 at the somewhat tender age of 17. It's fair to say this caught the attention of a fair few experts and F1 fans around the world, and so the hype began. And since his debut, he's hardly done anything to dismiss that hype. But just how good could Max Verstappen be? Obviously, we can wait 10 years and find out. But why wait when you can speculate? There can't be many who have had as much promise since the whirlwind entrance of Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Is it his whole name, or is it like Sir Alan? Anyway, sorry. As we all know, he's somewhat gone on to fulfill his hype. So, I'm going to compare the first 5 seasons of these two great Formula 1 drivers and hopefully find out whether Max Verstappen has the potential to be Formula 1's next superstar. I'm going to be breaking down each season into 5 different categories. These are: did they beat their teammate? Championship finish? Average qualifying position? Average race result? And number of wins. Okay, let's go. Season 1. Now I think it's fair to say we all know who's going to take this one. Lewis joined in 2007 straight into a race winning car. By contrast, Max Verstappen joined in the much more midfield Toro Rosso. So, how did they stack up? Lewis Hamilton 2007, Max Verstappen 2015. Lewis did not beat his teammate that season, they in fact drew. Max Verstappen did. Lewis Hamilton's championship finish was joint second, whilst Max Verstappen's was 12th. Lewis Hamilton's average qualifying position was 2.59 compared to Max Verstappen's of 11.37. Again, very midfield team. Lewis Hamilton's average race result was 3.0, while Max Verstappen's was 9.8. And finally, Lewis took 4 wins in his debut season, while Max took 0. As expected, Lewis wipes the floor with him in season 1. Now, in season 2, Max takes the important leap up to Red Bull and finally has a front-running car, as he proved with his very first race with the team. Unfortunately, this was Lewis's first World Championship season. This is looking very one-sided so far, but don't click off the video just yet. I'd say winning the World Championship is sort of the trump card. Sorry, Max. 2-0 to Lewis. But season 3 is a bit of a different story. Max starts to thrive in his new Red Bull seat, while McLaren, well, there's only one way to go from the top. Lewis Hamilton 2009 versus Max Verstappen 2017. Lewis beat his teammate, Max did not. Lewis's overall finish for the season was 5th, Max Verstappen's 6th. Lewis's average qualifying position was 9.18 compared to Max's 6.1, and Lewis's average race finish was 7.64 versus Max's 4.23, and both drivers took 2 wins. So, a pretty even season 3. But does Max continue his rise in form? Season 4 saw both drivers in the nearly cars capable of winning races, but unfortunately outperformed by other teams' more impressive machinery. Lewis 2010 versus Max 2018. Both drivers beat their teammates this season, and in fact both drivers finished 4th in the World Championship as well. Lewis's average qualifying is 5.16 against Max Verstappen's 7.05. Lewis's average race result is 3.75, which is just beaten by Max's 3.47. Lewis took 3 wins that season and Max only 2. Another incredibly close season between the two drivers, but unfortunately for Max, Lewis's first 2 seasons was just too big of a mountain to climb. But out of interest, what was the story in season 5? We may as well find out. So, Lewis Hamilton 2011 versus Max Verstappen 2019. Lewis did not beat his teammate, famously beaten by Jenson Button, one of only 2 drivers to do so. Max Verstappen did. Lewis finished 5th in the World Championship to Max's 3rd. Lewis's average qualifying performance was a 3.58, against Max's 4.71. Lewis's average finish was 3.75 again actually, against Max's 3.53, and both drivers had 3 race wins. So there we have it. Yes, Lewis Hamilton did have a better start to his career than Max, but he certainly isn't far behind. Who knows what difference it could have made if Max had stepped straight into that Red Bull seat at the front of the field. In fact, probably would have been dropped and never raced in Formula 1 again, knowing them. And for anyone thinking, what about 2020? Well, I wanted a clear winner for the video, to be honest. But if you want to know, Max takes that one. So actually, it's 3-3 going into 2021, minus Lewis's World Championship, of course, but ignore that. I think sometimes it's easy to forget the times before Lewis could just walk every World Championship there was. And we can be guilty of thinking maybe Max should be challenging him right now. But I think if this video shows anything, if Max can find himself in the right car at the right time, who knows what the future could hold for him.